everybody, it's me, Lisa Concepcion. It's the quarantini, but today I'm coming to you from the living room because it's super, super hot out today in Miami, and couldn't do this one from the balcony today. Sorry to tell you, but here we are in my comfy pillow, full, nice living room, air conditioning, and yes, I got my cocktail, of course. So, I wanted to bring you today something that was inspired by a coaching client in a session that I did earlier this afternoon. Topic that people can totally relate to, 100%, 100%. And it has to do with, let me handle the notifications. Apologies, because people blow up my phone as soon as they see me alive online. So let me get this handled and sorted. No ringtone. Here we go. Notifications off. Awesome. So what I want to talk to you guys about is codependency, how to handle yourself in relationships, and mainly cultivating the relationship between you and source. Yeah, balcony is out of control today, Francis. It's got to be like 95 degrees. So although the sun is dipping, it's still too hot. I wanted to be in the AC. Also, I wanted to have dry erase board with me so that I can really bring this point home to you guys, because it's something that came up. It often comes up in my coaching practice. Codependency is a major thing that we see happening in relationships often. It is super common and I often say this too in my videos, codependency and narcissism are basically two ends of the same coin. On one side you have codependency, on the other you have narcissism. They're basically energetic matches due to the law of polarity. So they are the polar opposite match. So if you are a narcissistic person, you are going to look to a codependent person or an empathic person for your supply source, your attention, your adoration. If you are a codependent or an empathic person, you are going to be a bullseye target for sociopathic narcissists with toxic vibration. So I'm going to get into all this terminology as we continue. But what happened with my coaching client was that she has done so much amazing work. And she started with me about a year ago. And we've been in touch ever since. She got in touch with me to get over a relationship. She did amazing work on herself, came to a lot of peace and realizations in her life about her mom and her relationship with her mom, who was highly narcissistic and very dismissive of her. She often felt very, how can I put this? Like furniture. Like she was just there, but there wasn't any real care, concern, interaction, nothing. It was just acquiescing to whatever her mother needed and wanted. Like stay out of the way, you know, mom's in a mood, tiptoeing around and defaulting to a lot of alone time. This happens often with children whose parents are very detached emotionally. So we find kids who grew up and they are looking for emotional nourishment from their relationships. So this is where you get clingy, needy, codependent, controlling type of people, of which I once was one. So back in 2015, I did the work on myself and came out the other side of this beast, healed myself of codependency, and now I help other people do the same. And it's incredibly rewarding because the journey that one goes through to get to the other side of this codependent, very insidious, almost like shackles in your life. Like you want relationship, you want to exist in a relationship in a healthy, autonomous way, but for whatever reasons, which we uncover when I coach with people, it's being blocked. You could only be intimate to a point. You could only be vulnerable to a point. You can't ever relax and be at ease and peace in a relationship. So I wanted to get into this topic today because it is so common, and I'm going to share a little bit about what happened with my client She, like I said, went through my process with me as her coach. She graduated, did amazing, incredible work, and now she was putting the work to the test in a relationship. So she met this guy, and he seems like a wonderful, nice guy, but this is a man who is incredibly friendly. And he's the kind of guy who stays in touch and in good graces with his exes. Doesn't necessarily mean there's anything shady going on at all, but it's the kind of personality where there are a lot of opposite sex friends. Okay, so clearly my client attracted this man to help her heal. That's why we attract the people who we attract, because they know how to push a certain button in us and point out the exact things that we need to work on and heal. So she meets this guy, they're moving along nicely. She immediately starts feeling pangs of jealousy, and her view of the world, because of how she was raised, is that everyone is out for themselves, people are here to screw you over, everyone is shady, and you can't trust anybody. So because that is her view of the world, she approaches relationships in that way. She's always thinking, I have to be on the lookout. I have to be on guard. I have to make sure that they're not doing anything shady. Can't have anything shady. And so the focus on the shady is what brings about shady. It's as if she's looking for stuff. So this is all part of the codependency. This is all part of that insecurity, the jealousy, all of that stuff that comes up, that very low vibrational frequency type of energy and type of emotional that you're feeling, right? Those types of emotions. So she's dating this guy, and they get to talking about his exes, and it ended up coming out that he had lied to her about when he really ended things with his ex. Apparently, they ended something, but about a month prior to them getting together, my client and this guy, he hung out with, no sex, nothing, but went to dinner or caught up with his ex again. No big deal. Most people would say, no big deal. They weren't together yet. He was single, right? So he was single. His ex-girlfriend had a loss in her family. I believe it was either a dad or an uncle. Somebody close to her passed away, so she was upset. He obviously knew her family enough to show concern, and they met. And it wasn't that they were with the intention of getting back together. She had cheated on him, so he was guarded already, and that's what led to the end of the relationship, right? But he was just being good guy, let me be, respectful and nice to my ex-girlfriend who's in a loss and an awful time in her life. A month prior to meeting my client, okay? So now my client, they're together, and she just comes to learn that he was hanging out with the ex-girlfriend prior. Now, she had asked him this, and he denied it. He said, no, that the relationship ended months prior, and he's been single, and nothing's really stuck. So she's thinking, okay, fine. But in actuality, that little detail about about seeing the ex-girlfriend a month prior was something he didn't reveal, something he didn't come forward with when asked. And she looked at that as shady and a lie. And because she is still dealing with the aftermath now of codependency, she has, through coaching, handled the origins of it. She understands the workings of it, but naturally, it is not until we are put into an actual relationship where we can now apply all that was learned. So initially, she got in touch with me a year ago to get over a breakup that triggered massive PTSD, codependent response, just awful. It was terrible. She was having anxiety. So I helped her get over that breakup, and then help her discover why she was attracting the kind of people she was attracting due to codependency. So we worked on a lot of inner child work, got her to really connect with, soothe, and handle that inner 5-year-old who is still looking for the nurturing and soothing from her mom that she didn't get. So now she shows up in relationships as this little clingy 5-year-old wanting more attention, please, more love, please, from everyone outside of her. So she had to, through coaching, learn about this little inner child and understand, no, sweetie, you cannot be going on dates. You're 5. I'm an adult here, so I'm going to take charge. I am going to protect you. I'm going to make sure that you're safe and everything is well, but I'm the one running the show in relationships. Many people who are codependent are operating in relationships from a wounded younger self, right? I did it. A lot of people do it. It's not until you're aware of this that then you can change it. So this is the wonderful work client did, but client wasn't in a relationship for this entire time. She dedicated her time to working on herself. Once she felt confident and secure, she put herself out on dating apps and things, met this guy, right? So now she's somewhat new in this relationship, about 3 months. And now all of what she learned is put to the test. So this is when typically clients who go through a process with me, they'll go from a breakup detox, getting over a breakup, to then taking some time applying what they've learned, to now starting to date, where then they reconnect with me again to learn how to date with power and purpose, right? So this is the thing. She's in the thick of the relationship, the beginnings of it, where a lot of bad habits can start to reap, again. They also find that they revert back to old beliefs, old thinking, old fears, old insecurities. So all this stuff starts to get triggered again, right? So they're in this relationship. They did all this work. They're like, I know what's going on. Like, this is my 5-year-old. She's out of control. She's trying to rule the relationship. She's jealous. She's insecure. She's like, go look at his phone. Go look at his phone. He's a liar. He's shady. And that's what she ended up doing. She went through his phone or laptop or some kind of technological device, and she went down the rabbit hole and found that he was having conversations and talking to other women. Not anything suggestive, not anything, just like banter, nothing inappropriate. So, she went down that path and then confronted him, which ended up obviously escalating into a whole thing. And now there's a fracture in the relationship. Obviously, there's some kind of like weirdness between them, and they're trying to get it back, whatever that was, that beginning time of I trust you, you trust me, all is well. So we coached today about this anxiety she was having around this entire thing. Plus, she had other stuff simultaneously pop up in her personal life that just added to the mix. It's like when it rains, it pours, and shitstorm comes at you from all directions. So she was dealing with a lot of stuff. So she touched base with me on a maintenance session, and we coached. And basically, something that came up in that session was amazing, and I wanted to share it with you guys because it's really the root of why we are oftentimes unnecessarily jealous and insecure in our relationships. And I'm hopeful that I do this justice in the next 15, 20 minutes. But if this resonates with you and you want more of this type of stuff for you and your situation independently, connect with me because I am offering a 90-minute, $150 deep dive session where we can go through all this stuff. And yes, I break out the dry erase board for you specifically. It's awesome. So that said, let's get into this. And as we go through it, feel free to take notes, draw pictures, do what you got to do. But I'm hopeful that this is going to serve you well and you're going to feel a lot better once this is explained. And it's going to inspire you, I hope, to connect to yourself, to love yourself first, most, best, and always. And you're going to understand what that means. It's the mantra or the code by which I built my business. Self-love, love of Lisa, first, most, best, and always. And so then my company, LoveQuest Coaching, and you can find lovequestcoaching.com, is based on that principle and that belief and that commitment of self-love, loving oneself first, most, best, and always. So what that means, essentially, is we're going to look at this little graphic, and I'm going to explain what this is. So this is a pyramid, okay? All of these little things, these little bricks in the pyramid represent the shit of your life. It's your family, your job, your friends, your money stuff, your health, all of these different elements and aspects of your life, right? So what we need to understand is that these are aspects of our life. We are the biggest piece at the bottom. Our foundation within ourselves has to be solid, strong. It's the biggest part of the equation, the big bottom that supports all the stuff that we carry on ourselves through life, right? So if we don't have a solid foundation, anything in these buckets that goes wrong, let's say, job gets lost or spouse dies or goes away or cheats on you or whatever, we crumble. We don't have anything to sustain. We don't have it just, the entire thing falls away, right? But when we're solid, any kind of shitstorm that happens, we can balance it out. Now, how do we get solid? Up here is source, right? Source energy. Some people call it God force, God, spirit, divinity, whatever thing it is to you, whatever word you want to use for that higher power, that higher thing that always has your back, because it does, right? So what I created here is the beautiful arrow of unconditional love of source that flows from it down to you, from you up to it. This is exactly what it means when I say love yourself, self-love. This is the pyramid of self-love right here. So when I say, and when you hear people, self-love, it's like they throw that word around, but nobody tells you what it really means. This is what it means. This is love. This is unconditional validation, approval. It all comes from source, 100% all the time, no matter what you do, right? So you're down here being a human, right? And you end up having a lover, a boyfriend, a marriage, a girlfriend, a wife, make a heart, okay? This represents that bucket of your life. The problem that we have is that we stop making our connection to source our number one relationship, and we start saying, hey, lover, you're my primary relationship now. Everything I have, everything I am, I give to you. I love you and you love me back. And oh my God, what a fabulous life we have. Me and you and me. Okay, but the problem is we lose sight of this connection, the primary connection. That's the relationship between us and source, our inner being, our divine spirit, our soul, our God force. This is why when we get involved with people over here who are toxic, we feel depleted. We feel drained. We feel, why? Because they are cutting off our connection to source. Then you are screwed. Because now your entire world is relying, your whole love, adoration, self-worth, self-respect, validation, all of that yumminess, you're relying on it here in your love relationship. Big mistake, right? This is the classic mistake of codependence. Huge. This is the hurdle to overcome. And once you do, you're different in your relationships forever. I did this with myself 5 years ago almost now going on. And it's what inspired me to create my coaching business, right? To do this type of work with people, because I just felt that it was just so powerful for me that I wanted to share it with the world. Okay, that being said, the thing that we need to understand is this relationship between you and your girlfriend, your wife, your boyfriend, even look, sometimes here, your parents, your job, you start making these things the thing that fills you up, you're screwed. And I'm going to tell you why. Because let's say, bye-bye boyfriend. Bye-bye boyfriend. Sorry. Sorry, went to a strip club, started to cheat on you. Decided, yeah, I'm gonna go with that Russian gold digger. I'm gonna leave you now. So now, look, no more arrow. Who's filling you up? You got nothing now. Oh, that's okay. I ended it with boyfriend, that asshole. I'm gonna pour everything now into my work. That's what I'll do. I'll make a shit ton of money. I'll show that motherfucker who the hell he messed with. I'm gonna make so much money. Oh my God. Okay, now what happens? Oh my God, they laid me off. Oh look, they laid me off. Look, bye-bye. I mean, yeah, you can find another job, fine. But all of that doubt, I'm not good enough. These people fired me. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? Right? So look, more fracture. Now you're still, where am I getting that love from? Where am I getting that validation from? Where am I getting my value from? Job went away. Don't have that anymore. Bye. Bye-bye. All right, fine. Then you know what? I'm just going to focus on my children. I'm not going to date anybody. I'm going to just be single, and I'm going to focus on my kids. I love my kids. My kids, look, 3 of them. Boom. And they're going to give me love, and they're going to adore me, and they're going to be with me, and I'm going to be the best mom ever. That's how I identify now. I'm the best mom ever, only with my 3 little devils right here. Devil 1, 2, 3. And I fill them up, and they fill me up. But then, oh shit, my kids got older, and they went away to college. Or my kids are hanging out with their dad, and, you know, they're visiting with their dad for like weeks because they're going on vacation. It's summer break. Whatever the deal is, and now you're alone. And there goes your supply source. And you know what? Not even that. The kids grow up. They want to hang out with their friends. They don't want to be home on a Friday night with mom, nursing mom's wounds. Or dad, or whatever, making dad feel valid because he's a provider, right? We see this with men. This isn't just women. This is everybody, right? Everybody can be codependent. It's not just, you know, men, not just women, rather. So it's everybody, right? So now, again, where do I go for my nourishment? All my little bricks to my great pyramid of my soul, gone. What do I do? I have nothing. I'm lonely. I'm anxious all the time. I'm jaded. I'm cynical. I'm bitter. I don't know what to do. Why? Notice why. Your connection with source was compromised. So then the work becomes rebuilding your connection to source. This is the work that I do. This is the work that I help people do. It's connecting to faith. I said to my client, and she was saying to me, I don't know what's wrong with me. I did all this work. I understand it in theory. And I said, right, here's the deal. Now you get to apply it, my love. This isn't your fault. This is simply a codependent who learned it all in theory. You had it all in your notebooks. You get it all here, but you have to integrate it. And what better way than to do it in a relationship? So she's like, I know, but this sucks because I don't know what to do. Like, do I break up with this guy? Like, what do I do? So I said, well, my love, I don't think you have an issue with relationship. I think you have an issue with faith. So that's why I wanted to really get and drive this home with her. So I brought out this and we did the whole drawing or whatever. And, you know, we got into it for her specific thing. But the net was this notion, this idea that source energy is unconditional love. Unconditional love. So she said, well, I feel terribly now because I disconnected. Like, shame on me. I feel shamed. I feel, what an asshole. Why would I disconnect from source, right? Self-love, first, most, best, always. Connection to source, primary relationship. Oh my God, first time a guy comes rolling around and I'm this. Oh my God, the first guy that came rolling my way, gave me attention, I turned it off of source and I went on to the guy, right? So she was getting it. She was getting the visual. And I said, okay, but my love, let me ask you a question. What do we know to be true about source? You're sitting here in a pile of self-judgment, right? You're like, I'm an asshole. I can't believe I did that. I turned the focus off of source. I went on to this guy. I got all needy. Oh my God, I'm like a jealous little baby. What the hell is wrong with me, right? All that shit talk. And I said, what do we know true about source? Does source hold grudges? Does source say, oh, shame on you? Shame on you, little asshole. No, it never, ever, ever does. Source was watching you the whole time. Source was like, oh, look, she disconnected from me. But you know what? I love her. I always love her. So I'm still going to beam love. I'm still going to beam her with love. I'm going to keep her guided and safe and all that. And eventually, I know she'll come around. I know she'll come to me. I'm always here. I always love her. No matter what, I'm here. I'm always here. I'm the eternal source. I'm the eternal source. I love her. Always will love her, no matter what, source. That's what I do. I just sit here, hang out, source energy, spreading love on all my beautiful little creations, my little girls and boys. Beautiful, beautiful. And that's what ended up happening, right? So now the opportunity that comes to people who end up in a codependent or toxic relationship is the beautiful work of reestablishing this connection once again, and most importantly, not ever letting it dissipate. Never, ever, ever, ever. This is constant. Your relationship with yourself, meaning divine inner being, divine source energy, from the ether of the infinite through you, to you, direct shot, right? Direct shot. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to be like, am I worthy of it? Honey, you wake up in the morning, boom. Good morning, love, direct shot. Good morning, source. Good morning, God. Thank you for putting me here. Love you more. Nope, love you more. No, love you more. Okay, this is the love fest you can have for yourself. Okay. So when you have this, and it's continuous, that's when this person, your little lover over here, your little kitties, your job, who else? Your family, all these other people, the peanut gallery of your life, all this other stuff, right? Yeah, you have love for them. Love you. Love you too. Love you so much. Money, I love my job. I love what I do. My family, love you guys. Love it, love it, love it. Fun, right? Everybody loves. But this business here, never compromised. Never once do any of these things take the place of this relationship. And so, when you're existing in that place, you are a total badass. Total badass. And here's why. Because when you have lines like this, these lines of love for everybody, but no need to control anyone, right? When you're getting all fed and nourished from source, then you know what? This little kitty P over here decides at 18, I'm going to go and study all the way across the country. Oh my God, my little child going away across the country. Oh, love and light, my little bird. Go fly, go be free. And this one's like, well, I'm not going to college, but I'm going to go to New York because I want to do some music. I want to like go in my band. We're going to go to New York and we're going to play live music. Okay, my love, you can go and have your dreams. Go follow your dreams. I'm not going to control you. I have no need to control you. I adore you. You know what you're doing. I raised you to be self-reliant because why? You have a direct line to source, just like me. No need to control you. And then the other little one, let's make her a girl. Oh, the little girl. Okay, so what does the little girl want to do? Little girl's like, well, you know what? I've been hanging out here for a while. I saved a bunch of money. I'm going to go live in Europe for a year. All right, there you go. Off to Europe she goes. And she's like, I want to learn different languages. I got this art thing I want to do. And the mom, happy as a clam. She's Skyping, she's Facebooking, she's all over with her kids. She's happy to see them all thriving. She needs the control of nothing. Why? Because kitty's left. Doesn't matter. Mama's okay. Mama's filled by source. Mama always returns to source. So now let's see. This over here. Her lover, her husband, whatever her deal is. Now they're able to hang out together, happy, harmonious. Why? Because he has a pyramid just like this, where he is also getting nourished from source, not from her. So that's what an interdependent relationship is all about. It's two people with the same pyramid getting their nourishment and love and support and unwavering love, unconditional love, not from person, but from source. And also maybe the cat or dog, the little pet, the little pet, which kind of my drawing makes it look like a mouse. But it's little puppy or kitty. See, because they're gonna get a lot of love, straight love from the innocent, pure little animals. Their souls are so pure. Anyway, same here. Money. Oh, I worked so much, I'm ready to retire. But what would I do? What do I do if I don't work? Doesn't matter. My source, I could go travel. I could do anything I want, because your value, your definition of yourself doesn't come from the way by which you were making money. It comes from source, right? Same here with this. These are all your like little peanut gallery, the family. Any of their opinions, they'll be like, meh, 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 do this, do that, do the other. Blah, 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 blah. Their opinions, all good, honey. I love you for caring so much about me, but my answers are coming from source. But thank you for caring about me. Thank you for your opinions. I love you for caring about me so much. But you're going to go off and you're going to trust your inner gut, because why? You're aligned with source. So this is what this is. This is like the basics, the super bare bone basics about why it is so important to connect with your source energy, your root for intuition, your root for faith, your inner bullshit meter. So like if you want to even apply this to current events, you can, right? Whatever happens in the world, whatever happens in Washington or wherever, doesn't matter, because your worthiness, your love, your unconditional soul level nurturing does not come from the president. It does not come from anybody else. It comes from source. So when you start believing in this type of vibe, right? When you're rolling this, you're you are a unstoppable force to be reckoned with, because you have faith, truest faith. Anything can happen. Any awful can happen. Awful. Look, turns, shitstorm hitting you left and right. Boom, boom, boom. Shitstorm. Doesn't matter, because you have this. Always, till you, not even till you die, leave this earth, you have it still. Beyond. Forever. Eternal beings. Your little soul. That's the soul connection. Source, you. Always, no matter what. So I'm hopeful this helped you. This is a mishmash now. So I'm gonna do a little ho'oponopono. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. The ho'oponopono. Best prayer ever. So I erase and eradicate all of the negativity, all of the toxic negativity that we have seen over the last month of the awfulness of the coronavirus. And I also absolve everybody on the planet from any codependent tendencies. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. It is done. It is done. All right, guys and girls. If you liked this little scribble session and it made sense to you, but you kind of have questions and you don't know how to really internalize it for your own situation, or you're like, yeah, I get it on the dry erase board, but I don't know how this really is going to impact my relationship like in 2 hours, definitely connect with me. Like I said, I am offering a 90-minute on this type of stuff. And now is a really important time to really establish your faith and reconnect in your faith in something greater that is guiding you, because these are uncertain times. And when we are feeling uncertain, it is because we are not connected to source. So I love you guys. I will see you again tomorrow. There, I'm sure, will be another topic. If you have a topic for me, definitely PM me and let me know what is on your mind, and I'll make sure that it can become another video on the 5 o'clock quarantini. Thanks so much, you guys. Bye.